Type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
And welcome to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Normal guys aren't here. Neil is off golfing, I believe. D-Mac is off golfing, I believe. Sean, who normally is here on Monday, is gallivanting around Greece as we speak.
Very cultured.
Wow, Sean in Greece is an image.
He's pretty close to Milan. He
Yes.
might be hitting up David
He was in
Pavia.
Cyprus this morning.
Wow.
Posting pictures of the beach and the food that he's eating. And you know Sean, he is smashing so much lamb shank over there.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
they're not going to have a lamb population by the time Sean leaves Greece.
No, they will not.
My name is Stick. That is young Justin. KG is here. Spencer is here.
Hello.
We're just going to hang out for the next 2 hours.
This is probably the most unique combination in Woodward Sports right now.
yeah.
Like
I don't
It's
think
pitching chaos, dude.
I don't think we've ever had this combination.
we haven't. This is the first.
All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about today, including my favorite topic, Mr. Jared Goff. Something was put out about NFL quarterbacks. It was voted on by who?
Executives, scouts, and head coaches.
Okay.
I think they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Ball
knowers.
Ball knowers.
Absolutely.
Ball knowers. So we're going to get into that. We got to talk about the Tigers getting swept out the damn place this week.
So much for the 25th anniversary weekend, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wanted that 60 wins before the All-Star break.
Yeah, but did you see that tweet, though? Like, they got swept by Tampa Bay when they won the World Series, too, right?
Yes. I did see the tweet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to be like the 84 team, they accomplished something the 84 team did. They laid down for the Rays.
Well, it was Seattle that swept us.
Seattle, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Fact, it sucks. Your bullpen did not look good. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. Obviously, the deadline coming up here.
Yeah.
That sucked, though. That was a tough couple games to watch. Fucking big dumper, dude. That guy,
get
and
used to
Julio
it.
Rodriguez.
It's like I said, that's a precursor of how this season's going to end.
Yeah.
They're going to get swept out of the World Series.
Okay, relax.
Jeez,
Like,
relax.
no, that's it. I mean, this is, the first half's going to go like the second half, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be great
man.
till the end.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
my
I can
God.
see it.
Why are you putting those demons
Yeah.
on me, Ricky Bobby?
I didn't do it. I didn't lose 4 games.
Don't
did I?
fearmonger, Stick.
Am I the one who lost 4 games?
They're still the number 1 team in baseball.
Goddamn
so
right. Talk
it's-
about it.
You're going to lose 4 games. It's all right. Dodgers got swept by the Astros. Like
Didn't the
2
Dodgers
weeks ago.
lose like 8 games in a
Yeah.
row?
Yeah, they're 3-7 in the last 10.
But the Dodgers swept our ass, too.
No? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Season.
That was the first season. Yeah, first series
games
of the season. Oh, man.
So what do you think? I mean,
We're going to be all right.
They're going to be fine.
is it still the team of destiny?
If it gets to a point where they're losing back-to-back series and stuff of that nature, then I'm concerned. But we'll be fine, man.
They look kind of checked out.
That's what I attribute it to.
Like, I think that they just weren't all in. Like, they were so swept up in the All-Star game, 6 All-Stars, and that's great. But they just looked they looked like they needed a break. And I think that they were some kids looking forward to summer break, and now they're going to go, especially the bullpen needs some rest, too, from how much they have been in, as we say, pitching
all the
chaos.
arms, dude. The starters didn't look that great. I mean, Jack Flaherty looked the best out of everyone, but we'll be
That's
okay.
saying something, man.
I know,
Listen,
right?
every team's going into the All-Star break, though, and this team, like, let's be honest, this is not the way you want to go into an All-Star break. But
it is not.
But also could be, because it could be motivating,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it breaks up the losing streak. You can go in like, God, we got to come out hotter than that. But, I mean, it's got to be concerning, even to a diehard like you, Spencer.
No, yeah,
to watch
I mean,
that.
it's
'Cause
not
they got
good.
dismantled. It wasn't like just a couple 4-3 ball games.
Yeah.
It was a beatdown.
It was their bullpen. The bullpen was awful, and
Yeah.
that's your starters kept you in most of the games in the series. The bats, they were scoring 4+ runs a game. It's not like they weren't getting any hits, but the bullpen was just getting absolute dumped on. Like, shout out to Big Dumper, dude. It's you saw Canely have a couple bad outings, and that is, if he's not performing at a high level. You're down to one really good bullpen guy in Will Vest, and he even let up a couple runs. So it sucks. You know, they couldn't have it. The bullpen wasn't there, but I think we know that you need to add a bullpen piece before the playoffs actually start and get these guys healthy. You know, we'll see what happens, but the bullpen looked bad, and that's why you lost those games.
Do you think Riley Green can pitch?
I don't think Riley.
Seems like that guy can do everything.
I mean, Jake Rogers can pitch, though.
Jake
I mean,
Rogers can pitch.
Went out there and got some outs.
Zero
I mean, we
ERA.
traded Verlander for him,
Yeah.
so I hope he can get on that bump.
Hey, man.
The
Walrus.
only contributing
Shout out
factor
to
to the
Walrus.
Verlander trade.
There's a couple things that you need to work on at the through the deadline. The bullpen is the biggest one. Also, you need some more production out of your outfielders. When you look at Meadows and Vierling, like you need those guys to start getting on base and start getting hits. But as you said, like that's not the way you want to go into the wild card or the break for the All-Star game. You don't want to start it on a losing streak. But also, this is the way I do want to go into the All-Star break when you're the number one team in baseball. So it's a long season. It was one bad series. And
I'm just gonna keep flexing that graphic.
I mean,
anytime you critique,
It's
it.
a great looking graphic.
Damn right I am. They're the best team in baseball.
Period.
Like
End of
that's
story.
it. They have been all year. So it's a lost series. It was a bad series, but you shake it off, you come back.
Can you put this in the as a poll in the chat? Are the Tigers going to go wire to wire as the best team in baseball?
That's a great question.
Because they're one game up.
Yeah.
You got a whole second half of the season to play. I mean, a little less than second half of the season, but that's how the schedule breaks down. You think they're going to lead wire to wire? And do you want to, I guess, is the second part of that question.
It's not that important. Just get to the playoffs.
I think
get
we
to play.
saw with the Lions. And as good as home field advantage can be, I think that holding it wire to wire as the first place team with the best record in baseball is a very difficult feat to then go win a World Series.
Yeah.
It rarely happens. It will be cool if they do have home field advantage and are the number one seed in the AL, but I'd rather just be in the end and have a chance to win the World Series.
Just
so
stay
the wire to
healthy.
wire
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily matter to me.
Just stay healthy, get to the playoffs. That's what it's about.
Yep, stay healthy as well.
Yeah. Would it be cool to see them be the best team in baseball all year? Like, yeah. Am I worried about it? No. Like, you guys win the division, get into the playoffs, and go further in the playoffs than you did last year. I expect them to be in the World Series. I expect them to win the American League with the way that they've been playing. And, yeah, teams are going to add. I saw the Yankees were interested in Eugenio Suarez, and that gave me a little, anger shark start swimming because if the Yankees get Eugenio Suarez and we don't, I'm going to be really pissed off. But you're going to have to add at the deadline because that's what you do in baseball. That's what all good teams do in baseball. They add good players at the deadline. So you got to keep improving, keep getting better, but I think you're on track to make the World Series still.
If you are the best team in baseball, you win the World Series about 25% of the time.
Wow. It's not the best odds.
It's better than probably any other spot,
Well, yeah. I don't know. There's 75%. How 6 seeds? 12, I guess, altogether, if you're talking both sides. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Better than 1 out of 12.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, big facts.
Yeah, it's
So-
like the President's Trophy curse in hockey is a thing. I think we've seen like the best team in the NFL curse is kind of a thing when you look at the Lions. Baseball, it's such a fucking it's not a sprint, it's such a marathon of a season that if you are wire to wire the best team in baseball for 162 games, you're probably a pretty fucking good team. Like you can't really fluke your way into
Not at all.
being the best team in baseball over that long of a season.
Cody Engel in the Woodward Sports Chat. We don't get rings for best record.
It's true, but it's still
But
nice.
it's fun.
It's a nice feather in the cap.
Yep.
Yeah. MLB doesn't do anything like the NHL, though.
No, they don't.
NHL celebrates the regular season.
Not
Why is that, Justin? Because I don't understand hockey a lot of times. Why do they care so much about regular season championships in hockey?
I think that there has been
Tradition?
a reverse on that in the last couple of years.
Okay.
I think that since the President Trophy's curse has kind of lingered on every team that has won the President Trophy with the best record in the NHL, teams have not wanted to win it. And I think you saw that with Florida this year. Florida did not care at all about the regular season. They only cared about the playoffs. They were the 4th seed. They just wanted to get in because they knew once they got in, they would maul anyone in front of them, and that's exactly what they did. Mm-hmm. So I think that teams that are worried about winning the President's Trophy are worried about the wrong thing because the Panthers are a very good regular season team, But when you take them into the playoffs, they are a death sentence.
Part of the reason why like hockey is on my hierarchy of the 4 major sports on the bottom, but that doesn't mean I don't like hockey. It's just like, it's listing out hamburgers, steak, ribs, and chicken. Like, I like all of them. It's just I like some better than the other. But part of the reason is Brett Hall, when he was here back in the late 90s, he said he only gave like 70% during the regular season. And I'm like, if you're only going to give 70%, why should I watch? Why should I care? Because I do like playoff hockey. Playoff hockey is a different animal.
The best.
But now you're seeing it in almost every sport, especially in the NBA with load management.
Yeah.
It's that shit's trickled down to everywhere, and it's obnoxious to where, like the NBA regular season, if I buy a ticket to go see the Golden State Warriors play, it's a gamble that even the guys I want to see are going to be playing.
It's not to that blown out proportion though in the NHL. I think that there's some truth to that for some players, but I think the only difference between regular season hockey and playoff hockey is just there is some type of agreement around the NHL that they're not going to hit as much during the regular season. Like, seriously, they turn it up 3 notches during the playoffs. It is way more intense. People are going for way bigger hits. In the regular season, I feel like the amount of blow-up hits that we have come to expect in the NHL, even over the last 10 years, has just been declining at a rapid pace because every team just wants to make it as healthy as possible into the postseason.
So what are we sitting at on the votes right now? 64% of you think the Tigers will go wire to wire.
Hey,
That's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
have faith.
I mean, your division's terrible. Like, you are already out there. You've proven that you are one of the best teams in baseball, and you don't have to play the Padres all the time. You're in an awful division, so you should get some extra wins there.
It just shouldn't be the focus.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, and you want to get the bye. You want to not have to be in the wild card series, so you want to stay up there as a top 2 seed in the American League. But yeah, the number 1 team in baseball, it's not anything I'm dying for them to get, but it'd be cool.
This is the weekend that trades start heating up.
Yep.
You get all the owners together and all the staffs together at the All-Star game. Conversations start happening over cocktails, and next thing you know, big trades happen, and the Tigers got to be in position to make a big splash this time. Like, this is what we were promised as fans. When we were in position, we'd spend money. I don't know what better position you need to be in than first place through the All-Star break to be like, all right, now's time to put that paycheck on the table. There's that graphic again.
Pretty good position right there.
I keep hearing that we're supposed to get 2 relief pitchers at the deadline now. Like, I don't know if one that's super realistic, like 2 relievers that can come in and make immediate impact. That may be a little difficult to get, but I keep hearing that we need 2 relief pitchers, and I kind of want to get everybody's opinion on that. Because I think one swing and miss guy in this Tigers team is right where they need to be. You're not going to have too many times where all of your relievers have been shit, essentially.
It's just like having another Aiden Hutchinson. We can get greedy. We can have 2. It's never enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can
enough.
always get better.
Yeah.
Especially in baseball. Like, it's never enough, especially pitching. So I'd take 2 new relievers.
Yeah, I'm of the variety of I want as many relievers as possible. You cannot have enough arms and good arms in a bullpen. You don't know when starting pitchers are going to struggle. You're going to use Skubal as much as you can in the postseason, so in case you have to leverage him on – because, I mean, let's be honest here. He got tired in that Guardian series. You could tell later in that start that he was slipping a little bit, and I want to avoid that. So if you bring in good bullpen arms that you trust, if one of your starters is having a bad start, you're not – desperately trying to get them to go to the 7th inning where then you have all your bullpen bulk. You can rely on guys in the 5th and the 6th inning if your stars are struggling, because this offense has shown that they can come back from deficits in games, and I want to be able to ensure the possibility that they can come back in those games by having as many bullpen arms as possible.
If you want someone you trust and you want someone that you can bring in that's dependable, it's Ben Johnson. I'll tell you about Ben Johnson. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Look at that man right there. That is a fighter. Like, imagine walking down the street and a guy made eye contact with you like that. You'd be like, this guy's ready to fight.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to fight for you. But not in the streets. You're going to do it in the courtroom where you can win that big money. All right? Ven Johnson Law, venfights.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo.
Ah.
You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Well, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. And Dr. Eric Duncan was just in here.
Yes, he
improving
was.
our relaxation game, making sure that we were setting up the massage chair right for each of our individual needs. So shout out to him for making sure that he was doing us right. But he has the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with top brands of massage chairs like the Infinity and the Osaki. It is located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience the comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Yeah, and when Doc was in here, it was like Steve Jobs showing you how to use the iPhone.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, did you see this feature? And you could do this. That thing, like, I'm 6'4". A lot of massage chairs, my knees are up to my chest.
Cramped and stuff.
He stretched it out to where he's like, this goes up to somebody that's like 6'9".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about
he's the man.
6'7"?
6'7" works. That's
6'7".
up to 6'9". Yeah.
And shout out to him. We get to pick the next chair, man. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, he said there's one that's got like fake hands on the top of it and it rubs your shoulders.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
shit.
Fake hands.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait till he just brings in a robot that massages.
Dude, these things are awesome. Like literally, he's showing us all the different types. So, massage chair to fit any budget. Shout out to Doc. These things are fucking
Yep.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact, he was a chiropractor, started hawking massage chairs, and that's all he does now is fly around the country promoting these things, and he does an
Fire.
incredible job. What a
Yes, he
cool
does.
dude. So thank you, Doc, for that. Welcome back to Big D Energy. The regular crew is not here, so it feels a lot like Ermanni and Edwards. But yeah, if you watch that show, you get that joke. My name is Stick. That is
Armani
Justin.
Edwards and
KG
Maz
is
without
here.
Armani Edwards and Maz.
Spenny is here.
Holiday.
Holiday. KG, do you know the origin of Holiday?
Yeah.
Were you here for Holiday?
Yeah, I don't think I was here for it, but I know the origin.
Yes.
Michigan lost the game, and then which
Yeah.
game was it? I can't remember.
It was in the playoff. It was the playoff game against TCU.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And then they came in the next week and said the Holiday we're not coming.
No,
this
it was
year."
like
didn't show up.
no one showed up on Monday. I was like, and it was I think
was
it was
me
like a
and Flannel.
Labor Day or
Yeah.
a Martin Luther King Day or something like that. And the response wasn't, "Oh, we're not coming in today." It was just flat out Holiday.
Damn.
No explanation, just Holiday. Just shut up.
Me and
Holiday.
Flannel held it down on E&E. It was fun.
That
That's
was
hilarious.
that was your guys' first time on the desk on E&E?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how media works, boys.
That's hilarious.
when you
I
get
did
your
it last year.
opportunities.
Yep.
Look it, we didn't know Terry wasn't going to be here today, and here we are with Justin.
is.
So
The show
we're
goes
throwing it
on.
together. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
off season.
It's the off.
I mean, it's all start. There's literally no relevant sport going on right now.
Yeah.
No baseball games, no football, basketball, hockey.
I forget what show I was watching.
DCFC, I think, are they playing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe DCFC is the only relevant.
Hey, shout out to Chelsea. My club won the FIFA World Cup
who
yesterday
cares?
of clubs.
Who
I
cares?
care.
No one cares.
We beat the European champions.
You and
PSG.
Maz can go talk about stuff no one cares about. That's the podcast.
Yeah.
Maz and Justin, the podcast is called Stuff No One Cares About. You can talk about soccer. Maz can talk about hockey when nobody cares.
You don't want to hear about the MLB draft last night, Stick? Break down the 5 18-year-olds the Tigers drafted?
I I didn't even know the draft was happening.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments asked us our thoughts. We like, bro, we do not know who the
yeah.
fuck
Should
they
We call
drafted.
Rogelio to get an update on the draft.
We can get Rogelio.
Let's
yeah,
get
for
Rogelio
sure.
on. Let's see if we can mix him in. I'll text him.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Because I didn't know what the hell happened in the draft
me
last
shoot him
night.
a
So I got to
text.
go to my source.
We really finna break it down. But shout out
I have
Rogelio,
no
though.
interest in
Rogelio's
talking about soccer. I only follow my club, and that's it.
The fact that you have a club's enough for me.
I mean, I'm a college.
KG, who's your club?
I do enjoy Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, is
Yes.
that because of Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Is that the one he owns?
No,
It's,
he
Wrexham.
Wrexham.
Wrexham damn near killed him.
Yeah. Wrexham. I hardly know him.
Spenny, you got a favorite club?
No. Nope.
I only know it from
I only
road
like
trip.
my football with a
If you're not a
pig
mank,
skin.
you're a wank. Isn't that right?
Real
Right?
football.
Either
I'm
way.
not a
Let's
soccer
talk about
guy.
real football. Can we talk about real
We can
football?
talk
I
about
also
real football.
only watch soccer because there is nothing going on in the spring during the day to watch when I'm at college. So all my college friends decided to pick a club last year, and we literally just every once in a while watch a game.
Flannel,
You guys need
Flannel
better
in the
hobbies.
Woodward Sports chat says, just checking in to say that O'Neal Cruz shouldn't be anywhere near the home run derby.
Jesus,
Shout
it's
out
not
Flannel.
this
Home run derby's
bit
tonight?
again. Yeah,
It's tonight? Who do you got? Do you have O'Neal Cruz? Say it.
I got James Wood and O'Neal Cruz in the final. I think James Wood's gonna win though.
James Wood's a dog. Yeah, it's kind of
6'7".
Buxton might. Buxton's in it, right?
Is he?
I think he bowed out for medical purposes. Very Buxton of him.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Is Pete Alonso doing it?
No, he took a year off because he didn't want to ruin his swing.
Dumper's in it? Big Dumper's got to be in it,
Do you
right?
think
Big
that
dumper's
ruins
in
players'
it.
swings? Like, do you agree with that? That it
I
ruins
thi-
your swing if you
I
participate?
do think it does.
I think it depends on the swing. Like,
Right.
if you have a just short, compact swing, boom, 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 like a lot of these guys do, it won't really hurt you that bad to swing that many times. But guys that have big looping, uppercut swings, stuff
Yeah.
like that, it can kind of fuck them up. That's like, I don't want to see Riley ever do it.
No.
Because Riley's got that uppercut swing and him having to swing that. But Torkelson, he's got a compact swing right in the zone. He could do a home run derby, no problem.
Yeah, like I think guys like James Wood and O'Neal Cruz, who are just exit velo monsters,
Yes.
have the swing where it's not going to matter if they participate in the home run derby. But I do think, exactly on Spencer's point, I would never want to see Riley Green do a home run derby. That would scare the ish out of
Because
me.
his swing is so
Couldn't be
looping
worse than
and
Brandon Inge.
exaggerated.
Well, he'd actually
he
hit
would do
bombs.
well. Yeah,
He would
Riley
hit bombs.
Green would hit bombs. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he'd embarrass himself, but his swing to consistently do that so many times in a row, that's how you could get messed up. And maybe it won't, but I would love to see Torkelson do it.
I love when Prince
Carey would be
Fielder
a good
did
one
it.
to do it.
Yeah.
And Prince batted like 300 that
Oh, yeah.
season. It didn't mess up his swing.
Dude, Prince.
Prince was different.
No,
That shit's so
the guy
sad,
got
man.
lazy. All right, let's talk about football.
Yeah. You wanna
Football,
talk about-
Spenny.
Here, let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about football. Tell us about Planet Fitness first, Sig.
Oh, well, hello. Your fitness is essential. And if you're a teen, you are in free all summer long. I'm talking June 1st through August 31st. You can go work out for free at Planet Fitness. They're trying to get this young generation in shape. Get out your mom's basement, get off the phone, and go to Planet Fitness and work out. I promise you will not regret it. High school summer pass all summer long. Work out for free at Planet Fitness.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Attention, sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff S. Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Powered by Michigan Sports and Spine and MRI of Southfield. Give him a call at 248-426-9944.
And welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. That is Justin, filling in for either Terry or Sean, or whoever sits on that seat on Monday, or D-Mac, whatever you want to call it. Yep. KG is here. Of course, Spencer is here.
Hello.
And we got 4 Detroit Lions topics to get to.
Yes.
How do we want to get to? So we can talk about the coaches that's on here.
I got to get that. Let's do the Goff one first.
Which Goff thing? Because we got your Goff thing, then we got my Goff thing. And then we got the Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch thing.
Yeah, let's do my Goff thing first.
Okay, as long as it's Goff, I'm happy.
So the NFL has been polling NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. So ball knowers of the highest order on who are the best players in their position throughout the league. They've been pumping the lists out, and we've done a couple of them on here. We've done a couple on heavyweights. The quarterback list just came out, and Jared Goff was ranked 8th in the NFL for quarterbacks. Now, again, this is a list by coaches, executives, and scouts. Matthew Stafford and Justin Herbert are the guys over him, I would say, outside of the ones that we all kind of expected to be there. And then you have Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield rounding out the top 10. Stick. Did they do your boy right? How you feeling?
I feel like it's in tiers, right? Like Patrick Mahomes is a tier by himself just because of the Super Bowl rings he has.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Goff are in a tier. And then I think it's the Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Justin Herbert. Like I put Goff 5 on that list, in the top 5
I'm not
somewhere.
putting Goff in that tier.
Yeah, I can't put him in the top 5.
Did you see that? Like everybody talks about how much more of a mobile quarterback Stafford is and stuff like that. You know, none of them. The Stafford, was it C.J. Stroud and Jared Goff? None of them have rushed for more than 304 yards in a season ever. So, like, all this talk about Stafford's better on the, like...
Stafford's
it's
better.
lies.
He moves out.
Lies.
He moves out of the pocket.
Stafford is better at moving around in the pocket and throwing the ball on the run and different things like that.
I don't know about all that.
I would agree with
Nobody's
Lies.
saying he's mobile.
Stats don't lie, boys.
I'm
he ain't moving anywhere.
He's not mobile, though.
The only thing I remember about Stafford is him sliding short.
He knows how to
fourth down.
handle pressure better than Goff. That's all.
100%.
He's more mobile in the pocket and avoiding pressure and things like that. And
But I don't want to get off on the Stafford Goff thing. But
Yeah.
go back to that. I mean,
The only problem I have, how the hell can Justin Herbert be over Jared Goff in
like-
any metric? Like, that's my only real issue with this list.
I have 2, I think, I wouldn't say issues. I actually only have 1 issue. I'm not mad about the Justin Herbert stuff.
Over Goff?
Yeah, no, I'm not mad about
What?
that at all. I think having Lamar Jackson at 4 is kind of crazy. But
where would you put him?
I would put him
Above Joe Burrow?
I would put him above Joe Burrow for sure. I'd probably put him above Josh Allen. It's pretty close. Maybe I'd keep Josh Allen at 2, but
Yeah,
Lamar,
Josh Allen is 2.
Lamar's got to be in the top 3.
Is this a list about regular season or playoffs
I think
or
it's
all
just
the above?
GM
or
scouts who they take in a draft.
Who they would take in a draft?
It is who the best player in the division. Who the best player in the league is.
Who the best player in the league is?
Is the best players in the league at that position. And would I agree with what Stick said about it being in tiers, and that's why I agree with the rankings, because I think you have your elite quarterbacks as Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and then the next 3 you've got.
How do you not include Goff in that conversation?
Because he's not in that conversation.
He's not in that
Goff
conversation.
is-
Just
you gotta-
outside.
You can see it, man. It's tangible. And Jared Goff in
I-
the conversation
what-
with Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield, I think is
What do you
extremely
mean
fair.
you can see it? Goff has led the league in yards, completion percentage, points for the past 2 years.
Would you
put up better stats than all of them? So what are you seeing?
Would
that I'm
you would
not?
you take Jared Goff over Joe Burrow?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Okay. Then,
What
then,
has Joe
then,
Burrow
then you're
done?
right. Then
What
you're
has
right.
Joe Burrow done that Goff hasn't?
Nothing.
Exactly.
What is
like
he is
what-
a better quarterback, though. He's better in the
Then
pocket.
why'd they start out 0-5
0-5
last year?
Because their team was dog shit. It's literally
He has no line.
Joe
And
Burrow,
this is-
2 receivers, and then Trey Hendrickson. Like that's
Well,
all they
it's not
had.
our fault they passed on Panay Sewell.
No, it's not.
Like I'm not gonna like give somebody
It's their
like
fault.
if he's so
Yeah.
great he's supposed to elevate, right?
He does.
Like,
He took a team to the Super Bowl, and
So did Goff.
He was sacked in one of the AFC playoff games against the Titans 9 times, and
I get
still
it.
won,
9
dude.
times.
Spencer,
Goff-
who was the best player on the Jared Goff Super Bowl team?
Todd Gurley
Or Aaron Donald?
or Aaron
Yeah.
Donald.
Who was the
Yes.
best player on Joe Burrow's Super Bowl team?
Joe Burrow.
Joe
Jamar
Burrow.
Chase.
No.
Joe Burrow. No.
Because of Joe Burrow.
Because of Joe
Come on,
Burrow.
like, this is- that's where Goff like haters like
It's
they,
not a
no,
hater.
They
No,
always have a
we're
pivot.
not hating.
You
It's
always
not
have
an
a
insult.
pivot.
No.
So
Go-
you're
so, like,
telling me that
Goff's a
NFL
system
scouts,
guy.
coaches, and GMs are Goff haters?
Yes.
That's where he should be. I've talked about Goff since we've talked about him the past 3 years. It's
No,
17
and I'm not-
to 13.
I'm saying
that
he
ranking.
deserves to be in that tier. You're saying he's not even in
No,
that
he's,
tier.
he's
he's
just
not.
outside.
Just
of it.
outside.
But it's
Tier.
not an insult. Look, they got him over Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
bro.
Exactly.
Like, that's
Well,
not a
but
bad thing.
Jalen Hurts, like when you watch him play, he's not lighting up like passing.
He
like,
is
He's a
on the
game
low
manager.
tier of
He's
an
right.
elite game manager.
Him and Goff are both elite
Game
They
managers.
both do things very well.
Would you take Hurts
opposite of each other?
You think Hurts would be better for this team than Goff?
No.
Not in this offense.
No.
Okay.
But I would take Jaden
if you
Daniels
have
over Goff.
If you have Jalen Hurts, you would build the offense around him in a different way, much like you did with Jared Goff, because they're both very good quarterbacks that have different skill sets that make them better. Like, I don't think Jared Goff could go into Philly and run that offense right now. And I don't think that Jalen Hurts could come here and run this offense as
It's a fact.
efficiently because
See,
they're
I
built
think you
around
could
the
drop
quarterback's
Goff anywhere.
specific skill set.
I think you could drop Goff anywhere, and his history's shown.
No.
right?
No,
Like,
it's-
he
it-
succeeded under McVay.
You
in-
can
in
drop
LA.
him most places.
Because
not
they
everywhere.
built
I think
it around
history's
him.
I think history's shown that you can't do that because
He's taken multiple
He
franchises.
was jettisoned from the Rams because Sean McVay thought he couldn't run the offense as efficiently as a guy like Matthew Stafford. He came here and they built it around him because he has a very good skill set, but he has specific and obvious limitations. So you can't just put him into anything. You build the offense around him, and then he can run it extremely well, which is what the Lions did. A guy like Joe Burrow, a guy like Josh Allen, a guy like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, you drop them in any single offense in the NFL, and they're putting up MVP numbers. For guys like Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, and even Baker Mayfield as well, I put Dak in that grouping as well, is they need to be catered. Their offense has to be built around them, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just when I look at the elite upper echelon quarterbacks in the league, I think there are 4 of them. And I don't put Jared Goff in that category.
Chris Ogdahl in the Woodward Sports Chat. Goff was throwing to Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks in one of the top offenses in the NFL and took them to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
No, absolutely.
And they were very solid receivers.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is really
Oh yeah,
good.
Hall of Famer.
They're not
Elite.
on the tier of Amon-Ra or J-Mo,
Brandon
but they
Cooks-
are
But how'd
still
they get there?
Brandon Cooks is like one of 5 players to have 1,000 yards receiving seasons for 3 different teams.
So I mean, really, what we're arguing, I got Goff in tier 2. You got Goff in tier
no,
3.
You have him in tier 2 with
Yeah.
you have Patrick Mahomes in a tier by himself.
Yeah, Mahomes, you can't argue, right?
Yeah.
Talent's there,
Yeah.
plus rings. That eliminates him from the argument.
Yeah.
Yes,
If
I
we're
have him
having-
in tier 3.
Yeah.
I have Mahomes in a
top
tier
of
by
tier
himself.
three. The top
I
of
have
tier three.
then Lamar, Burrow, and Josh Allen in no order, and then I have right below him, and Jaden Daniels in that tier, and then I have Goff
See,
as
I
the
would
top
put
of a
Goff-
league game
I would
manager.
put Goff in probably tier 4. But it's the same level
hate
of
you
tier
so
when
much.
you look at I have Goff in the same tier with Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield
Yep.
and Dak Prescott. And you can put Justin Herbert in that one or in my tier 3,
Which
would
is
be
with
like
Jaden Daniels.
Stafford, Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
And
I would
possibly
agree with
Justin
that.
Okay, so here's the
If you want to
question.
put Goff in that one and Herbert in the
I
whatever.
think
If Goff wins a Super Bowl, where do you move him?
I put him in the same tier, just like Jalen Hurts is in that same tier,
Yeah.
and he just won a Super Bowl.
Then why do they even play the game? So even if he wins the Super Bowl, you're not going to upgrade him and be like, oh, God, that guy's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I would put him at the same level as Stafford if he wins the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
He's above Stafford now.
Based on what?
Based on Stafford spent 12 years in Detroit, did nothing.
With worse teams.
Yeah. Way worse teams.
I don't know. He had arguably the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Yeah.
He had
Those
the
are
number 2 defense
individuals.
in the league of all time,
Yeah. That
was
right?
very good defense.
Arguably the best defense the Lions have
2014
ever
was
had.
their best shot, but every
Huh?
other year, 2014 was their best shot at it.
Okay.
but every other year that they kind of got
Has
to
Jared
the playoffs
Goff
or
had a
close,
top 2
they
defense?
wasn't- You knew it would fall apart.
Has Jared Goff had a top 2 defense?
I believe for the Rams defense was up there.
No, I'm talking in the Lions.
Detroit?
No, not even close,
He had
right?
top 10.
Yeah.
They were top 10 last year. They were top
For
5.
the first 5 games.
No, they were top 10 for the whole year. They were top 5 for the first 5
That's
games.
not 2.
No,
right?
but it's top 10.
is
But
not
They've
2.
had the
Goff
number
has
one
way
offense.
more than Stafford ever had as a
like,
lineman, bro.
So Jared Goff had arguably the best wide receiver of all time that's getting triple coverage.
No.
No, he doesn't?
No, but he's got arguably the second best wide receiver in the history of the Detroit Lions.
Who was a 4th-round pick who has
So?
gotten better with Jared Goff, correct?
He's gotten better, yeah.
He wasn't just handed a known commodity.
No, he was not.
No. So
And
you
I would-
could argue that Jared Goff
Calvin's best
has
years came with
something to
Stafford
do.
too. It's not
Huh?
like
Yeah.
Calvin's best years came with Stafford too. Like they were a part of it too. Calvin got better with Stafford.
Yeah.
Obviously, it helps to have a guy like that. But
What do you mean it helps to have a guy?
The-
Did you watch
the-
the games where Stafford
the
would just
talent-
throw
the
jump
talent
balls and
level-
Calvin would go catch them over 3 guys? That's kind of beneficial for
the
quarterbacks.
talent level, the cohesiveness, and the all-around skill of these teams right now are better than the Stafford Lions ones. You look at the level of
Not even
first-team
close.
All-Pros you have, the number of guys you have in talks of best defensive player of the year. We
Yeah.
just talked.
He had Ndamukong Suh. What are you talking
Those
about?
Stafford years, people
Sue
wasn't
is
even
just as
making it
dominant
to the
as
second
anybody on the
round.
team right now.
You think those teams are better than these Lions teams?
I'm not saying they're better, but
No,
if
they're
you're
not.
gonna
They're
but if you're
not.
gonna say Stafford had nothing,
Nobody's
No,
saying
we're
you're
not
lying
saying
to
that we
yourself.
had nothing.
Yeah.
He had the
said
number
that.
2
But
defense
he
in the
doesn't
league.
have what Goff has.
No.
He didn't when he was a Lion.
He didn't
No.
even have an offensive line that sniffed how good these offensive
is
lines
okay.
are.
Running
Even
back,
this year,
yeah.
without Frank Ragnow, it would still be the
So
best.
now let's play this game for the Rams when Stafford went there.
Okay.
All right, sure.
Did Goff have Odell Beckham Jr.?
No.
Did Goff have Von Miller?
No.
Did Goff have Jalen Ramsey?
No, but he had Akeem
Okay.
Talib
Yes, he
and-
had-
So
Jalen
Stafford
Ramsey.
accomplished more
No, I
because
think
he
it's
had
really
more
true.
than using your logic.
Stafford, yeah, he won a Super Bowl with the Rams.
First year.
But he had more pieces to do it,
Yeah,
correct?
they were. Yeah.
So
for sure.
arguably Jared Goff could have done that had he had more pieces.
But he
But he didn't.
I understand because he didn't have the right pieces. That's
So
what you're saying
Stafford
about
got
Stafford
the same
here.
pieces
Yeah.
and took him to a Super Bowl the
No,
first year.
no, you just admitted
They
Stafford
added
had
as
more.
They went along
Yeah.
though, but I'm just saying
They added
They
2.
had- it's
Goff
not
had
it's
Gurley.
not- yeah, it's not
Stafford
like
did not.
The team that Jared Goff brought to the Super Bowl with the Rams was a bad team. That's crazy to say that. They had Todd Gurley, they had Aaron Donald, they had Akeem Talib, they had Dexter Fowler, they had a ton of, or Dante Fowler,
Yeah.
they had a ton of very good, talented players. It's not like he was playing with a bunch of bums. Did they add some more guys? Yes, but that's what teams do.
Right.
So it's not like they.
But
the
you
biggest
will
difference-
excuse
the biggest
Matthew
difference of
Stafford for
those
his.
teams.
You'll
the-
excuse Stafford for his failures here, saying he didn't have the guys.
I'm not
right?
excusing him for that.
But when it's
didn't
Jared
have
Goff
enough.
in LA,
He should've
and
won the
Stafford
game.
went and won with his team.
No, I'm not saying that. See, you're making up these hypothetical scenarios. No, Stafford does not get a pass. He should have won games. That 2014 team was loaded.
Yeah.
They should have won games. He came up short. Just like Jared Goff doesn't get a pass for what he did in those playoffs. He had 1 touchdown in that whole Super Bowl run. It's not like he was out there gunslinging. Matt Stafford had one of the best postseasons in the history of the NFL.
That's a fact. Took down Brady.
Well,
numbers
because of a
he
couple
was-
dropped
it don't-
the
interceptions.
numbers
It
he was
happened,
putting
bro.
up were insane, man. It's okay to say things like that, and it's not hate, because if we're hating, then literally all the best ball knowers on planet Earth are hating, because these are the head coaches, scouts, and GMs of the National Football League that vote on this stuff.
Yeah, I think if you take that Super Bowl away from Stafford, he's further down this list.
Why isn't Jalen Hurts higher than Jared Goff then? He just won a Super Bowl last year.
Facts.
Yep.
Super Bowl is not an individual accomplishment, it's a team game.
Then why is it held against Goff that he didn't win it?
It's not the only thing that's held against him. It's also his limitations as a player.
I would boost him up the list if you were to win a Super Bowl.
I think he'd be right around the same spot, just like Jalen Hurts is.
I think that you would be able to convincingly say that Goff should never be ranked below Justin Herbert
Then
if
why,
he wins.
why can't you say that about Jalen Hurts then?
I guess
Jalen Hurts is
Jalen
under
Hurts
both of
throws a monkey wrench in all of
Yeah,
this.
I agree.
Because it's true. It's what it is. Like, as Goff and Jalen Hurts are both elite game managers to me. Mm-hmm. And Jalen Hurts won that. It wasn't because Jalen Hurts went out there and was putting on superhero performances. It was the defense. It was the offensive line. It was Saquon Barkley. And he stepped up and made plays when he had to. That's what separates a guy on the level of Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts from winning a Super Bowl to not winning a Super Bowl. Is the team around you is going to help you get there, but can you make those couple extra plays that ultimately win you the game? And that's what Jalen Hurts did.
And you know why I have belief that Jared Goff is that guy too? something I saw in quarterback, and let's talk about that next.
Yes,
All
yes.
right? What do we got to go?
Les Stanford. Let me tell you about Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. They've got deals for everybody. Hit up my guy Goran. He'll get you into the car of your dreams. Customer service cannot be matched. I'm telling you, he is the man. Scan that QR code, see their inventory, and hit up Les Stanford today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Caesars Sportsbook. You want to bet on Jared Goff to be the MVP? You can do that and bet $1,000 because you know what? You're going to let it ride all season. If it pays off, you're cashing in. If it doesn't, you're cashing in. They will cover that first $1,000 bonus bet if your bet loses. Use code word Woodward1000. Jared Goff, MVP. All right, welcome back.
I'm going to go look up those odds.
We got a super chat in there from Byrne. He says, I actually don't trust GMs and coaches to draft QBs. They usually accidentally draft the GOAT. Nobody on that list was properly valued in the draft. I mean, I disagree. I think Joe Burrow was the number one pick of the draft. Jaden Daniels was the number one pick of the draft. Matthew Stafford was the number one pick of the draft. Jared Goff
Caleb Williams was picked over Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's true. Jared Goff was the number one pick of the draft.
Correct.
Baker Mayfield was the number one pick.
Lamar Jackson, 31.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson wasn't. Patrick Mahomes wasn't. And Josh Allen wasn't. But I think the rest of them were.
Yeah, wasn't Mahomes like 15 or something?
Mahomes was
12.
12. Yeah. Well,
12. Allen was 10.
So we could talk about all the stats that show up on paper. That's a Flannel Sam thing. We could talk about all the statistics, what we see by the numbers. But sometimes, and this is my biggest thing of why I'm a fan of Jared Goff, it's not what's the paper showing. It's what they supply to the team. It's the leadership. It's part of the knock I had on Matthew Stafford when he was here. I never saw Stafford get fiery after a game, yell on the podium, hate losing. I want to see a guy hate losing. I never saw Stafford hate losing. It was, well, we got to get better next game. And it was always quarterback talk. I want somebody that cares, and I feel like Jared Goff does.
That's not to say Stafford didn't care about losing.
I'm not saying he did, but that's what I want to see, KG. Yeah. That's what I need to see, especially when you are losing at the rate Stafford did. It should bother you to your core at some point. At some point, it just seemed like...
It did enough to where he didn't want to sit through a third rebuild. So there you go.
It did enough to where I think at some point he just gave up, and it was more...
12 years?
He went through the motions.
I don't call it give it up after 12 years.
Listen, when you're collecting a $250 million paycheck, you don't give up.
Yeah, but sometimes it don't work out. Look at LeBron. I tried to stay home. It didn't work. Well, 7 seasons. I tried.
Well, LeBron had to go trophy chase with Dwayne Wade, who already had one. But that's a whole different story. We can get into that conversation another time.
It happens.
But if you watch Quarterback on Netflix, to me, several things stand out. But one of the things that kind of took me back was when Jared Goff talked Dan Campbell into going for it on 4th down against Green Bay.
Yeah.
Going into the game, Dan Campbell says, we're going for it on every fucking 4th down. It's going to be glorious, man. Watch this. And they get into the game, and then at the very end, you have a 4th down and 1 to seal the game and kick the field goal, run out the clock. And Dan Campbell's thinking about trotting him out there to kick the field goal with 30 seconds left and playing defense because Green Bay had no timeouts. Jared Goff goes to the sidelines. They show the entire conversation. And Jared Goff, unsnaps his chin. So I was like, damn. He was disappointed that Dan Campbell talked the game before the game, but when it came time and they needed to run down the clock, he wasn't going to give them the opportunity. And then Dan sat there for a couple seconds, and he was like, you know what, man? Let's go for it. Send his ass back out there. And obviously, you remember the play. Jared Goff,
yeah.
his foot gets stepped on. He trips, but he hands off to Montgomery. You're watching the Green Bay sideline just fucking melt down after the first down. Poetry in motion. But those are the things that don't show up on a stat sheet that I honestly would have never known about had I not watched the quarterback on Netflix. That moment that we all loved, that was big balls Dan Campbell, was actually big balls Jared Goff. And that shit doesn't show up on a stat sheet. But you know where it shows up? In a fucking win for your team, in the locker room. And the team wasn't around when they were having that conversation. But what does that do for a coach and a player when you have that type of trust? And you know what? My player convinced me to stick to my word. This is what I said we were going to do. Let's go out there and do it. And it was successful, which is probably the most important part of this entire conversation.
Yeah.
But I love that about Jared Goff.
Oh, it's unreal. And to have, like, that big of a dude, like, he's going to convince Dan Campbell to go for it. It just proves how good of a leader he is and why this team rides and dies for him the way that you do. And every time he gets credit in the locker room or gets a game ball in the locker room, you can see it on their faces how happy they are for him and how much they actually do ride or die for him. And that's why I think this Lions team is so special, and especially the relationships that they all have, coaches and players. You see it across their entire roster, how good that all these receivers and corners have with their positional coaches and their coordinators, and it's just, this team is so special, man.
I love these guys, man. I love them, man. I got into arguments with people on this network about that for a while now, because I've always been a part of, like, I subscribe to the belief of Dan Campbell to where if it's 4th and 1, if it's 3rd and 1, I believe that this offense can get them 1 yard more than I believe even somebody could hit a field goal.
Yes.
Like, so I'm going to put out there, because I think if we fall forward with the offensive line you had, obviously now maybe that's a different story with the new offensive line, but still, back last year, 2 years ago, I could trust this offense to get a yard, and I would do that no matter what, especially in a situation like that where Green Bay is helpless to stop it, and you are there at your will. Like, whatever you want to happen in that situation, Green Bay's just got to sit there and take it. Pause. Yep. And you got the great sideline stuff between Goff and Dan Campbell. You see the confidence and the faith that they have in each other. It's so awesome.
Well, it's even turning non-believers into believers, which was something I hoped out of this Netflix series. You got guys like Easy, like, oh my God, I believe we can live without Ben Johnson now. When 3 months ago it was, oh, Jared Goff is a product of Ben Johnson. Without him, we're going to see what Jared Goff is. Then he watches one damn like he went to one practice, saw Jared Goff whipping around the field, and was like, man, this guy can really throw the football.
No,
like,
what he say? It's the development.
Yeah,
like, bro.
In year 9,
in the league like a decade, bro.
In year 9, it's development,
it's
KG.
Development.
He can now throw the football because Easy was out of practice.
He's the best 2 years he's had in his career.
It is, but how much of that has to do with Ben Johnson? And now Easy's convinced because of the one moment where Jared Goff's like, please send in this play.
And no, there was a lot of different things that went into, but yeah, it was funny that because when we had Allen Robinson in on our show, shout out, friend of the show, friend of the network, we talked to him about that, and like he said, we asked him, we're like, yeah, Ben Johnson leaving, is that going to suck? He's like, nah, like he like brushed it off. He's like, Jared knows this offense like the back of his hand. But then we asked him about Frank, and he was like, yeah, that one's gonna hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so that's where
the protection.
I mean, I was kind of the same way. I look at this offense as kind of idiot-proof with how well Jared Goff knows where everybody wants to be, with the amount of talent at the skill positions that you have, and with Jared Goff's understanding of where they want the ball, how they want it thrown, when on the routes and stuff like that. It'd be hard for an offensive coordinator to come in here and fuck this offense up.
Well, especially one that comes from the Sean Payton tree, right? It's not like a Rich Rod situation at Michigan where you're trying to flip the whole program into a spread offense from ground and pound. Like, it's just a continuation.
Stay with what works.
And and I think it's just going to be more conservative, but it's going to also be more aggressive, if that makes sense, right? Like,
I don't think we'll see much tail off because by all accounts, the new offensive coordinator wants to come in and he wants to make big plays as well. He said as much. So I don't think much has changed. We all know the heart of this Lions offense is running the football. They're going to continue to do that. They might put more of an emphasis on that, but still expect Goff to go out there and air it out. You got one of the best wide receiving cores in all of football.
Yeah, I just don't think we're going to see J-Mo airing it out. I don't think we're going to see as many like hook and ladders and stuff like that, which, You know, going back and watching, it is fun, but watching Panay Sewell get cut low by a defender, like, during the game when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. But going back and watching it on Netflix, I'm like, why would you do this with the premier tackle in the league?
Yeah, but not having trick plays is not of absence of having big plays.
No,
and
that's what I mean.
They're still going to have a lot of big plays.
That's
like,
what I
this,
mean.
This
They're going to be
they're
not going to be as like creative, but they are going to be as aggressive.
Yeah,
100%.
I think that's the way to put it.
And that's what Johnny Morton likes to do. Like KG said, he likes to go deep. He likes to have these explosive plays in his offense. And in his limited time as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, he put out like great seasons for bums. Like no offense to these guys, but like Jermaine Kearse and Austin Seferian-Jenkins and Bilal Powell were having career years in his offense. He couldn't even
choose his own coaches.
Yeah, no, and they were like sabotaging him because they all wanted his job, and they bring this guy in, and he's running the offense, and so all of his coordinators are like, hey, fuck you, it was supposed to be my job.
Right.
And he had Josh McCown playing at an extremely high level. Like Johnny Morton's going to do just fine with this offense.
His name's Johnny Morton. Legacy here.
He was here for the install. Like, we should have no worries about offensive coordinator.
Right.
Defensive, I can get it, but I still think Kelvin Shepard will be all right.
I do too.
Yeah, I got faith in you, KG.
Yeah, honestly, if you're telling us we should be worried about defense, that's straight from the horse's mouth, maybe.
But honestly, they did the inverse of what I actually wanted. Like, I wanted them to promote within for the offense because of the system, and they kind of did with Johnny Morton, and then I wanted them to go outside and grab a new defensive coordinator. But at the end of the day, I will stand by this, and I've said this now, I think, for 3 years. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are smarter than me.
Yeah, big fact.
I haven't been able to say that much in my life with Lions brass.
That is true.
So, like, anything I disagree with, I got to remind myself that, hey, these guys are smarter than me. They know what the hell they're doing, and I think sometimes a lot of fans forget that.
100%. And I think that the way that the postseason went and with the Commanders, and I believe that Johnny Morton would have ran the ball more against the Commanders.
I do too. And you had Johnny Morton and David Shaw, who we know, Harbaugh school of business when it comes to offense. So
I'm a big David Shaw guy.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball a lot.
Burn with the $2 super chat. Morton helped Rich Gannon be an MVP.
Ooh, shout out Rich Gannon, man.
Yeah, those Raider teams, man.
Johnny Morton was a burner himself. He had 4.4 speed himself as a wide receiver, so he likes explosive play. That's why I've got a lot of juice in JMO this year.
You're talking about the same Johnny Morton?
Yes.
Not the Lions.
No. We're talking about
this white guy was a wide receiver in the league?
Yeah, and he had burners.
Yeah.
I guess you got to be. You got to have 4.4 speed.
Braylon done talked about him.
Really?
Yeah. No, he spoke glowingly about him. He said at first he kind of didn't know how to take him because he was a little more, abrasive. But once he got to actually talk to him, he's one of those guys that'll take you step by step through everything. And that's something Braylon appreciated, during this time.
Yeah, and he said, like, when Braylon was talking to him and finally he's like, oh, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
And so that helps you so much. That's why all these player coaches for the Lions are so good because – on that level, when you have athletes of that level, like, yeah, I can say something to Braylon about running a route based on the technique the corner's playing, and he'll be like, whatever, idiot. But if Calvin were to come in here and say that, he would definitely heat it more. Yeah. So having these guys that have been in the league and done that means so much for the players on your team because they've been in the trenches before, they've been there before, and Johnny Morton is just another asset like that for Dan Campbell.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's still Dan Campbell's offense.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think he gets enough credit.
Thank you.
For all of it. Like,
he don't.
He's going to teach you how to do the right thing, and the people underneath him are going to run the offense that he likes to run. Mm-hmm. So, which, once again, is a Sean Payton offense, which, once again, is a spectacular offense.
Bill Parcells.
And the Lions have proved how innovative they have been over the past couple of years since the Dan Campbell regime has taken over. And I think that really proves that you're going to see the baseline that we have come to know. And everyone knows what Goff is good at, throwing between the numbers, the reads, making smart decisions. And there's so much tape on it from his time of being a Lion where it's the whole saying, just don't crash the Lamborghini. This offense is ready to go, locked and loaded, and he's going to do great.
Right.
You saying that brings back awful thoughts of Brad Ausmus.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't be Brad. That's all you got to do. Don't be Brad Ausmus.
That Brad fucking totaled that land.
Dude, he drove it off the fucking Belle Isle Bridge with bricks in it.
And lived to tell the story.
Yeah, and got out, popped up in Canada swimming.
I'll never forget when he said that. They should have. Garden Hire was the hoe. It was the hire.
Oh, yeah.
And then Gardenhire gets handed a pile of shit. He does pretty good with it.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you have to bring up that quote? That just makes me think of Brad Ausmus and bad coaches, which we talked about good stuff for the Lions. We got a bad news Lions topic coming up next here on Woodward Sports. But first, let me tell you about Black Rock.
I'll tell you about Black Rock. Shout out to Black Rock for hooking it up. They've got a lot of giveaways coming this summer. Black Rock's summer of giveaways starts now. They're dropping prizes every week for 8 weeks, and today is the big reveal. First up, 4 tickets to the Tigers game on August 4th. Whoa. And the grand prize, 4 tickets to the big home game opener on September 14th for the Detroit football team. Just scan the QR code or go to the link pinned in the chat, fill out the form, and you're in. Each entry gets you into that week's prize and the grand finale. Tune in every Monday to see if you win, only with BlackRock and Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Merch here, get your merch. It's like war bonds that Maz sells in the 40s. War bonds, get your war bonds.
Uncle Sam needs you.
Even though it's 90 degrees, we still have a hoodie graphic up. Buy your hoodie today at woodwardsports.com. Click on shop. There you go. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. The crew will be back in tomorrow. D-Mac and Neil. They're just out today enjoying this beautiful day golfing. My name is Stick. That is Justin. KG is here. Spencer is in the TD booth.
Hello.
And Andy from Birmingham Roast is in the conference room.
Shout out Andy.
Shout out Andy.
Shout out John Morton, Western Michigan alum.
School.
Shout out John
shirt.
Morton.
Look at that. I like that shirt.
That is pretty sweet.
So we've been talking about the positivity of the Lions coaches, and we love Dan Campbell, John Morton's in-house, Kelvin Shepard. We love what's going on. It hasn't always been this good for Detroit Lions fans, and there was a list that came out that Spenmo Racks found, and it was of the 25 worst head coaches of all time over the last 100 years. And unfortunately, jeez, the Lions dominate this list.
3 of the top 10.
3 of the top 10. Like, not even the 25. Like, we can forget, like, this is now a top 10 list.
Yep.
And we occupy 30% of the worst hires to ever happen in the entire NFL. And we can run down the list here. Urban Meyer, I think we can all agree, unmitigated disaster
That
there.
shit was hilarious.
Getting lap dances in Ohio from white trash chicks in a bar.
Kicking his players.
Kicking his players.
Kick my man.
Firing them and then bringing them back.
Called him the hard ot.
Yeah, really not a good showing.
Honestly crazy.
Not a good showing. But he was trying to get back in the game, right? Damn near ruined Trevor Lawrence's career, the greatest prospect of all time, arguable. And then you got Bobby Paterno, the sweet. He went down there, absolute disaster. Didn't he leave like mid-season and take the Arkansas job? Yeah. Just said, fuck this, I'm out. Cam Cameron, disaster. Josh McDaniels
should be on there twice.
Yes, and his record honestly isn't bad compared to the rest of this shit show. But I think this is Ben Johnson 1.0 is Josh McDaniels, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson is Josh McDaniels 2.0. He's gonna
hope so.
leave the nest, and he's gonna suck forever. Nathaniel Hackett, obviously, you know what happened there. Couldn't find his quarterback. All over the map. They traded the world for Russell Wilson.
To get Aaron Rodgers that failed.
Aaron Rodgers owes.
They hired him to get Aaron Rodgers.
So much money.
And he never came.
Jim Tomsula, I forget this name. But either way, now we're getting to the heat. Marty Morningwig.
Pretty bad.
He was going to come in here. He was going to bring that West Coast offense that Marinucci had already kind of installed.
Some of my earliest Lion memories. Right?
And the guy was just a clown, honestly. Like, post-game press conferences were awful. Didn't have the locker room. We can go back and look. They didn't draft well when he was here. I don't think they knew what the hell was going on with Marty Moore. When the double M's were in place, it was the darkest time in this franchise. Fortunately for him, somebody else on this list caught the brunt of it at number 10, Rod Marinelli, going 0-16. But that's what he inherited from Marty Morningwig.
I would put Patricia over Morningwig and Marinelli, honestly, because what Patricia inherited and how much he killed it, like single-handedly kicking
9 and
out
8's not good enough.
And Glover and losing all of these guys because you're too much of a bitch. Like, that is Rob Marinelli, 0-16, awful. Like you said, he inherited a pile of shit. Marty Morningwig, he didn't have shit. Patricia inherited a good team and turned them into
winning football team.
Hello.
A winning football team. And what was the quote when one of my favorite coaches before Dan Campbell, Jim Caldwell was my favorite Lions coach of all time before Dan Campbell. Now that's all changed, but I can tell you at that time that was the best coach winning percentage regular season that had ever graced the sidelines for the Detroit Lions. Took us to the playoffs 50% of the time. Didn't win a playoff game, didn't win a division, but took us to the playoffs 50% of the time, which had never happened in my lifetime. And you fire this guy with a winning record.
I love Jim Caldwell.
A winning record.
We stick as much as I love Jim Caldwell too. As much as we love him, there were things about him. I mean, the clock management was absolutely horrible, and there was just a lot of boneheaded stuff in between. At the time that they did that, it made sense because, in a sense, you want to get to that next level. It's just about who the fuck they hired that, this shit went completely awry.
If they would have hired Dan Campbell instead of Matt Patricia, that would have been the right move. But no, they made the worst decision possible.
Bob Quinn, too. They hired his man, too.
Him on a Zoom call or something? It wasn't even
Well, here's the deal. Him and Bob Quinn, from all reports, used to sit in the back of the Patriots rooms together. And it was like kind of buddy. Hey, if I get a job, you're going to get a job. If I get a job. And that's how it went. Like, that writing, the minute you hired Bob Quinn, Matt Patricia was already a part of that deal, from my understanding. And, God, we saw it was some of the worst football ever presented.
And to me, Matt Patricia got way too much credit for that shit he did in New England. That most of that
Josh
is
McDaniels.
Bill Belichick.
It's Romeo Crennel, Charlie Weiss, Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia.
Come on, man.
The list goes on of great coordinators under Belichick.
Yeah, man.
It's Bill Belichick's system.
Right. Patricia, the smart guy that fucking benched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about?
I made the greatest play call in the history of the Super Bowl. Shut up, you fat loser. You also kicked off 3 of our best defensive players because you're
Wasn't that the irony?
I would spit in Matt Patricia's face. If I saw
when the
him in real
Lions
life,
had
I would spit in his face.
Bevel and him on the same squad, the guy who called the dumbest play and the guy who benefited. Without that singular play, Detroit Lions history would have been completely different.
It's probably true.
So not only did that impact the Super Bowl, Darrell Bevel still came to Detroit, and Matt Patricia came to Detroit because of that play. Like, without that play, we may not be dominating the top 10 worst coaches of all time.
Paws was holding the sign behind the plate that said, you should have gave the ball to Marshawn when we were – I mean, the Mariners swept us, but
Paws is on fire.
Paws is on fire.
Like, get Paws to the All-Star game.
Paws should be in it. Shout out Frankie. Paws should definitely be there.
Yeah. I agree.
God. All right. Can we stop talking about
Justin,
bad
do you
stuff
remember any, which of those coaches do you remember?
I only remember Patricia.
Okay.
And Patricia was a absolute dumpster fire. Everything that you could possibly think that could have gone wrong went wrong, especially starting with such a good base.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go from that base to
And literally,
the Patriot way.
And literally all of the guys that left said it was because of Matt Patricia.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't like he was just inept or not a good. He was actively making your team worse by driving out your best players.
He is the baseline for smartest man in the room syndrome, and he will die on the fact that he is right and everyone else is wrong.
And now he takes those Zempic shots, and he's
Right.
But it went even beyond that.
him
Like
so much,
the
dude.
way they used
Rocket
to treat the
science.
press too. You
Yeah.
know, because we were like sending this when Corey Woods was our beat reporter.
Corey used to come back here.
And
Dude.
like they would make during the heat of August during training camp, they would make the press go stand in the sun in the hot heat. And now, like the new regime, they've built them nice little stands with an awning over it. So like, even how they treat the little people, like talking about the team, is just completely different than when Matt Patricia was here. And it's so crazy to think that disrespectful motherfucker ever got in a position to ruin our franchise.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Bob Quinn. Blame Bob Quinn. So there we go.
Yeah.
Let's bring up a.
That's depressing.
Happy
Can we
topic.
bring up a happy topic?
Bring
It
up
had to
happy
happen,
topics.
man.
Tell us about Mad Packs.
Mad Packs makes you happy.
Let me tell you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs have the best cannabis pre-rolls in the game. They have the Boom Shakalaka pre-roll, and it hits like a dream. Blizzard THCA, available in retailers all around the Metro Detroit area. And let me tell you, the high-low pre-roll as well, it hits perfectly.
Shout out.
Got me and Spenny, KG, hitting it right now. So shout out to Mad Packs. And
Snitch.
go pick yourself up some. That's for real.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Gold Crown.
Let me tell you about Gold Crown Cannabis, and I was enjoying some of their crumble this weekend, and it was hitting perfectly. At Gold Crown, concentrates are their bread and butter, crafting elite collab extracts since the caregiving days. Gold Crown partners with craft growers across Michigan to bring you extensive full-spectrum concentrates, infused pre-rolls, and live resin gummies. Their new line, Crown Jewels, is here, gluten-free, gelatin-free, effect-based, coated with nerds to give it that extra pop. Find Gold Crown in over 300 dispensaries statewide. Damn, that is a lot of dispensaries. Smoke like royalty, all rise for the reign of royal highs. Only with Gold Crown.
Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule today. That is Justin, KG, and Spencer is here.
Hello.
I just want to take a second to tell the Treasury Department of Michigan, y'all a bunch of assholes.
What?
KG, you feel this?
Yo, yeah, Treasury on my ass right now.
For real?
Yeah.
So, back, two things, right? I get a notice that I took some money out of a 401k back in like 2019. It didn't wind up on my taxes, so I owed like $2,000 extra in taxes. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like I took out a ton of money. But with penalties and interest, it kind of added up, right? So
Yeah.
I owe about $6,000. So I call, set up a payment plan with them because I'm not dropping $6,000, especially with no interest.
You're right.
If there's no interest, I'm gonna keep my money as long as I can keep my money.
Hell yeah.
So I set this payment plan up. They send me all the paperwork, and they send me all the coupons to make the payments and stuff like that. No problem. Has the total from the 2 instances that I owe that add up to $6,000. Blah 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 blah. On the last page, which I don't get to reading because I assume all the paperwork is correct, has my monthly payment on the last page, but then it says total net owed, $402,000 plus.
Oh shit!
I never saw this page. Damn. My wife,
She saw the page.
well, I leave the payment structure sitting by my computer. She's, what's this? I told her about it.
Right.
That was full disclosure. She gets to the last page. Sees I owe $402,000 to the state. And my monthly payment's $150, right?
You're making it
But so
Holy
not to
shit.
get too deep in Corey's past, but she had a previous husband who hid gambling debts from her.
Oh damn!
Oh shit.
So she's assuming I'm hiding $500,000 that I owe the government. And instead of asking me about it, she wants to see if I'm forthcoming in it.
Oh,
and
God.
like we have our daughter Joey,
Right.
Anna, my bonus kid from her first marriage, and we're talking about college futures. We're talking about saving. She's like, "How are you doing financially?" I'm like, "I'm fine."
Right.
Like I'm not fucking winning huge over here, but
Yeah.
we're
Right.
eating.
Bills
There's food in
paid.
the fridge.
Right.
Bills are paid.
Bounce house is slanging.
Bounce
Right.
houses. Thank God for bounce houses.
Shout out.
Right.
On the third day, you made bounce houses.
So this was about 6 weeks ago. She starts asking me these questions. She's assuming I'm lying to her.
Oh no!
Oh no.
It has caused quite the rift because she feels that the trust is broken.
Yeah.
Like I'm denying something that's fact because she sees it on the paper.
Right.
It's literally on the fucking paper. She finally comes out last night why there's been some tension between us. And she's like, "You're lying to me. You're ruining this family's future. Damn. Our girls are never going to be able to get out of
She's
this."
like, whoa.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She looks and she's like, "Sam, don't lie to me. You're only making this worse." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
It's nothing like the wife interrogation, man.
Well,
You didn't know anything.
but in all
You
honesty,
told you're a liar. When
in
you
her
know- Yeah, right.
reality,
Yes.
it's real. It's on the paper.
Right.
$402,000
But
that I owe.
caveats, right? Come on, there's a gray area to everything.
And
like-
she thinks I'm just playing dumb.
yeah.
Because in her head, it's there. I'm denying it, but she knows it's there.
Oh,
And my God, dude, this morning I wake up at fucking 8 a.m. to get this call in. Let me see if I can pull up. I know it's like 5 minutes into this conversation. So I record the phone call
With
because I'm
the
like,
treasury?
Corey.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Corey, please just give me a chance to like figure this
Right.
shit out."
man, you in the doghouse?
Oh, dude, I've been in the doghouse and I had no idea why.
Damn, man, that's tough.
But either way, I recorded the phone call, and
Yeah.
in the phone call, they were so nonchalant about it.
Oh yeah, that's our bad.
You're right.
It's a
Like she's like,
typo.
"Can I put you on hold?" And I hear, "Yep." And then I hear, "Yeah, that was an error on our end."
Oh shit.
And that was it. That's all she said. No, like, "I'm sorry. Oh my God, that's a lot of money."
Yeah, they don't care.
And like, I'm trying to tell Corey, like, "Do you know how much money I'd have to be making to be $400,000 in tax debt?"
Yeah, big fact.
Like we'd be fine, babe. Like, we'd be doing okay.
Did she retract the "you're ruining this family" statement?
Fuck.
So I sent her the phone. She's been at work all morning. I sent her the phone call.
Right.
I'm like, "Can we
Just
please
listen to this.
Right.
Can you
Please.
please trust me on this?"
That's absurd.
Oh man.
God damn.
That's funny.
So yeah,
That's
I feel
tough.
for you.
state of
dog.
Michigan, you almost got me divorced,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
she
that's
would have
all
had
right,
every
Michigan.
right.
Oh yeah.
Like, if honestly, if I married her and she hit $500,000 of debt that I'd have to bury her out of, I'd be like, "Come on,
Yeah.
what are we
Right.
like?"
What are we doing here?
So yeah, there really was no point of that story. It just all happened and came to fruition this morning.
Stick sue the Treasury for emotional distress.
Dude,
you should.
No, life goes on. They don't
care.
As long as they get your money. They would have left that shit as is.
I gotta be able to play this audio. Oh, maybe because I know why. It's because it's fucking hooked up to my earpods. That's why I couldn't hear it.
Rip.
Maybe I'll send it to you, Spenny.
You can turn your Bluetooth off and then just turn it up.
Oh, okay. But the way this lady just didn't give a shit, and I literally said, "My wife's about to divorce me."
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like, bitch, please.
That's crazy, dude.
Right. I think it's about 5 minutes.
49,000.
You can't get this analysis nowhere else,
dude,
people.
Hopefully she doesn't.
Suppliers for the goods and services. Did you discharge?
The installment agreement
Gotta love the wait
form
time.
that was sent out to you was just an error.
The maniacal laugh.
Damn near divorced me. Okay, so that's taken care of.
And I don't see any open credit on your account.
She's get the shit and say
$400,000 just cleared out. And she was like, that was an error.
Gone, just like that. Dog, your nervous laugh had me fucking rolling here. Your nervous laugh after hearing that, like,
I swear to God, KG, I'll never hit a woman, but if that woman was sitting across from me in real life and just like didn't care that she almost ruined my whole life and my family and my kids' future.
That's a big ass error. A $500
$400
holy shit. No reaction was
Sorry,
priceless,
you
bro.
typoed.
Oh, that is crazy.
Dude,
he did a
I would have been having a heart attack, dude. Freaking out.
And then poor Corey for 6 weeks has been trying to get me to admit to this $500,000 debt that I don't owe. And she's pissed at me for playing dumb when I'm actually dumb.
Oh, no, you about to get yours. You got a good 2 weeks of just, hey, you got to make up for that coming on the way.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I can't blame her because I'd be pissed too if I uncovered
Sticks
that.
can have another baby in about 9 months.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
You got to kiss my feet for the next couple weeks.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, like,
I'm glad it got worked out. Nothing actually happened out of it, but fuck, man.
There's a lesson learned through this. She gonna learn to trust you now.
Don't trust the goddamn government is what you got.
Well,
that's what I
trust
said.
me more than the government.
I'm like, at this point, can we at least like start to rebuild a little trust? Because like honestly, it has a lot to do with what she had been through before,
right?
Yes. Like
right.
Yeah,
being
past
married
trauma.
to somebody who was a degenerate gambler, who like took their savings and hid it all from her, and then there's this situation when I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
That's tough.
That was my morning. Wow, let's go to break.
Yeah, you deserve it, man.
Let me tell you about Feldman Chevrolet.
Yeah.
You know, if you came,
they're not gonna put $400,000 debt on your credit.
You came into some serious debt you have to pay off. You can get a cheap car from Feldman Chevrolet. You can get a Silverado for $189 a month or an Equinox for $209 per month. Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They have dealerships in Highland, New Hudson, Novi, Livonia, and Lansing. 5 different dealerships for you to choose from. It's Feldman Chevrolet. Scan that QR code on the screen right there to see their massive inventory. Feldman.com.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Loom Cannabis. Make sure that you check them out. They always be hooking up.
They always be.
The whole
Facts.
crew around Woodward Sports. Enjoy Loom Cannabis's refreshing buzzin'. They are my absolute favorite to drink, especially on the golf course. They have the watermelon, the cherry, the strawberry, or you can cool off with their 2 new summer flavors, raspberry lemonade and peach. Crack a can, take a sip, and catch a buzz. Available at any of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSEN30 for 30% off your entire order, or you can scan that QR code right there. You can also order online or in store, so make sure you go check it out at www.loom.com today.
Welcome back to Big D Energy. Thank you, everybody in the chat that understands.
Big Debt, it stands for Big Debt Energy today.
Big Debt Energy. God, like imagine if they didn't acknowledge their mistake though.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you owe us $400,000.
Yep. Nope. Sorry, you're $150 a month. We're gonna pay it for the rest of your life,
for all of eternity.
And their kids' life, and their kids.
Shit for forever, though.
They would have had to change your name from Stick to Stuck. Shout out JGB in chat.
Oh God!
Yeah,
all right.
Drake said you're funneling money through the bounce or laundering money through the bounce houses.
Listen, I wish at some point in my life I do have to pay $400,000 a year in taxes.
Yeah.
Because that means I'm making roughly about 1.3 million, which
sounds like a great life.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We gonna be all right. Yeah, let's get back into some football. Another list, Spenny, came out.
Yeah,
same people.
It was the same people.
Different list.
Same people, scouts, coaches, GMs. They ranked the safeties. They're doing all the different things. And they had 2 Lions in the top 5. I don't have the list right now, but I know the top 5. It was Kyle Hamilton at number 1, Brian Branch at number 2, and then you had Jesse Bates at 3, Xavier McKinney at 4, and Kirby Joseph at 5. And those are all the safeties in the NFL. So the Detroit Lions have 2 of the top 5 safeties in the league. Do you have any problem with that? I thought Kirby at 5 was, if you want to get nitpicky, I'm putting him over McKinney for sure.
You can have that conversation,
yes.
right? Yeah, I can't hate that.
No.
You can't hate having 2. This is when Lions fans start to get greedy. If we're like, we have the 1 and 2.
It
what are you talking
realistically should be 2 and 3, I think.
Right. I think it should be as well.
Yeah.
And the stats back it up as well. Kirby Joseph has a lower completion percentage than all 3 of those guys, and he has a better passing rating against and less air yards against. The stats don't lie, and more interceptions, which everyone knows turnovers is the name of the game when offenses dominate the NFL. So
yeah, and if you wanted to put Jesse Bates over him, I can see, because obviously they favor guys like Brian Branch and Kyle Hamilton that do everything.
Right.
Like they're man up with receivers, they're helping in the run, they're playing in the box, and on top of being safeties on the back end as well. And Jesse Bates fits in that category as well. But Xavier McKinney and Kirby Joseph play the same position, and Kirby Joseph is better than him at it because he was the first team All-Pro. So, like, if you want to put Bates over Kirby, whatever, I think he should for sure be over McKinney, though.
I'm glad Branch is still getting the love because I feel like he got – not that he had a sophomore slump, but it wasn't as a dynamic of a year. I don't think they used him off the edge as much as they did. Because remember, 2 years ago in the playoffs against Tampa Bay, he had 2 sacks against Baker Mayfield blitzing off the edge.
Right.
I don't feel I saw that once this year.
I think you're getting caught up in the flash. Like, Kirby makes a lot of ball hawk, flashy plays.
Yep.
You're not going to see that out of Brian Branch because they are literally playing him everywhere.
Yeah.
He plays a little bit on the outside. They play him at the nickel sometimes. Like, they utilize him in so many different ways. He makes, like, his tackling ability is, like, top tier. You're not going to see the flashy stuff from him, but he's very effective.
Yeah.
Very, very
and
effective.
he missed a couple games. Obviously, he was ejected for 1, and I believe he's injured for 1, maybe 2. I can't remember exactly, but there was a stat, Easy found a stat, that Brian Branch is the first defensive back in 100 years in the NFL to have a season with 100-plus tackles, 15-plus pass defenses, and 5-plus tackles for loss. The first defensive back to do that in a single season in 100 years. And this is why I like these lists and I respect these lists a lot because, like I said, these are ball knowers of the highest order. This isn't my list. This isn't PFF list. This isn't Sam Flannel list. This is NFL coaches, executives, and scouts, the guys who know who the best players are in the league. And seeing Brian Branch get that type of respect, it makes me happy because we know how fucking good.
I wonder how these lists get sent out. Right? Did they just send out a questionnaire?
Jeremy Fowler is polling them, I believe. I think it's ESPN is polling all of them. I believe it's Jeremy Fowler that's doing it.
Okay.
And then they take the sum of the rankings and then do it like that.
Yeah.
But I wonder what format it is. Is it just like a blank list and they got to write in the names? Is it multiple? Like
It's probably just a blank list. It's top 10 of each position.
Yeah.
Because we have, built up a reputation as list killers on the heavyweights. When you look at these idiots like Pete Prisco and PFF and Adam Rank and all these turds putting out stupid lists. But there are 2 lists that I respect and that I subscribe to and I give a lot of respect for. Lists like this, where it's NFL coaches, GMs, and scouts, and the players' top 100 list. Those are the 2 that I'm like, I can't really argue these lists because these are the guys that watch it every day, you know? So I respect these lists, and I'm liking what I'm seeing out of a lot of them so far.
It's crazy how good the Lions players individually are looked at respectively.
I can't wait until that NFL Players 100 list comes out because there's going to be a lot. Well, it's coming out right now, but there still hasn't even been that many Lions on it yet because we're not in the top 50 yet. There's going to be like 8-9 Lions in the top 50 of the NFL.
It's just nice that we were going to, like 10 years from now, we're going to have more to talk about than Calvin and Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yes.
Like that's all we've had.
We already do, damn near.
Right.
We're almost 3 to 4 years. Like, come on, man. Everything that's happened.
But down the road, like I don't think anybody's cemented themselves as a great just yet, though.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, maybe Panay Sewell.
Panay, Amon-Ra, I'd say they're on the way because they're both multiple-time first-team All-Pros.
Yes.
So they're the furthest up there. And then I'm looking at Kirby and Brian Branch to be,
like in the
Gibbs
office.
is in that tier as well.
Yeah. In the office, when they're like, I just wish that you were in the good old days when you were in them.
Yeah.
Like in 10, 15 years, we're gonna be talking about this team.
Remember when we had
the good old
8
days.
All-Pros on our team? Yeah.
You remember when we were mad that we only had 5 of the top 25 players in the NFL?
Right. No, when you tell the story of like the 2020s, the Lions gonna be in that conversation, and I just hope that they can continue and get that Super Bowl so we can officially cement it.
That's
but
what it is.
The early 2020s, you got to talk about the Lions, bro, and their ascension.
That's what it is. I don't want to be talked about like the Dolphins or like the Bills, where you had all these great players, but they never cashed one in.
Yeah,
we gotta cash one in.
I don't want to be talking about how good Thurman Thomas.
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
great running back.
Jim Kelly was the man for a long time.
Yep. Bruce Smith.
Yeah,
beast.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it only speaks to it more with a talent deficit that this regime started with. Like, they literally started with nothing. Like, they were bare bones that first year.
In reverse, honestly, with the money for like Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins and shit, they had to dig out of a hole.
Thank God we had Jared Goff to pull us out.
Yeah.
It all goes back to Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Always.
It's
He's
just
the
him.
catalyst.
The first decision they ever made.
He was the first
Jared
decision.
Goff built this team.
He did.
He built the team.
Brick by brick. Jared Goff built this team in a cave with a box of scraps.
Jebediah voice.
No, but Brad Holmes actually did that.
By going to get Jared Goff.
As a part of it, yes.
Facts.
That's the first thing. That was his first thing. Like, I got to go get my quarterback of the future.
That is what he did. He got his guy.
Yep.
If the Lions win the Super Bowl, we win that trade, like, flat out.
Oh, yeah.
It's already one of the most probably fair trades of all time.
100%.
If the Lions get a Super Bowl, they win that trade.
It made the Lions relevant, which is hard to do.
Right.
Right?
All of our
It's what they
cornerstone
had to
pieces
do.
came from that trade.
They had to do it. Like we said, the deficit they were in with lack of good players on the roster and paying so much for these shitty guys, you had to get a ton of young assets to try to rebuild it.
And they had a bum-ass quarterback where they were never going to win with him.
Well, somebody else did. So.
Right. Yeah, quick as hell.
Jared Goff paid off Stick's $400K debt. Shout out to Rake.
Goff made the call. Yeah, go ahead, erase that.
Thank you, JG.
Shout out to, go ahead, erase
Shout
that.
out to Rake, man.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. And, he's the type of guy that would do that. Like, I think you just dropped $400K in my account for no reason.
Yeah, I wish.
I mean, he owes me it for as much
I
as
DM Draymond sometimes.
I mean, you do slide.
Well, listen, if you guys really want to
drunk.
have some fun between shows, search Sean Belizean, Joik Bell, Stick, Jared Goff. Because it's when we first made the trade, and I literally had to talk Joik Bell and Sean Belizean into this could be our guy. I wasn't committal like I am now, KG.
Right.
Like, Jared Goff has earned this loyalty from me. All I said was give the guy a chance, and everyone's like, you're stupid, you're crazy, he's washed. And I said, look, guys, like, on paper, he's pretty damn good. 26 years old, number 1 overall pick, been to a Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you're crazy, they're going to draft whoever. And go back and watch that video, and it's me having to convince an NFL player about football.
And here's Jared Goff protecting Stick from the Treasury. He'll always be there for you, watching.
Oh my God.
Love that, man. Thank you, Jared Goff. Thank you for all you've done for this city.
Thank you, Jared Goff.
Praise JG.
God,
praise that.
Thank you, whoever that is. Shout out, dude.
So you're hop out of the car?
Love Birmingham in the summer.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
All right. Well, let's take a break.
Speaking of which, Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men opens. God,
Do they do waxing?
Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. The other one's all right. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all of that wrapped into one in the King's treatment. It's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited around here. Today, 2 o'clock, a brand new show premiering right here on the Woodward Sports Network, starring the one, the only, the Michigan legend, Braylon Edwards, and, of course, the stunningly beautiful Silver Fox and Matt Shepard. He's going to be on with Braylon every day, 2 to 4 right here. Kool-Aid going to join the crew, and we also got Ricky Burns. So, Matt Shepard, Kool-Aid, Braylon, and Ricky Burns, they're going to bring the heat from 2 to 4 every day right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Please tap in today. It's their first day on. Check them out and show them some love.
And me.
And Justin.
What are you doing?
I'm TDing to start.
All right. And Justin.
And Justin. Old Neil Rules down there.
And old Justin will be there. Honestly, it's going to be a good show. Like, I worked with Shep for a long time. When I was at iHeart, he was at 11:30 The Fan, or 11:30 The Fan, and I was at Channel 955 and JLB. Just running into him in the hallway, shooting the shit about sports. Shep's seen it all. He knows it all.
Yeah.
Just
He's a pro.
Voice of the Tigers for a minute, too.
Yeah.
Anybody who's called the Tigers game, I think he's called Pistons games as well.
Yeah.
Does a lot with high school football, which, I love here. So Shep is definitely ingrained in the community, and it's going to be a cool show. And Braylon is,
Braylon
Edwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should have been having his own show.
Yes, fact.
But now he does, and we're going to see what happens. It's going to be fun. 2 to 4 every day right here on Woodward Sports. What do you want to talk about?
What?
I'm a little stressed right now.
Why?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about the money. And
I was about to say.
that got me all worked up.
We talked about Jared Goff for a while. Felt like that would have helped.
That's a release.
It was therapeutic.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a second and catch your breath while I talk
Justin
with Spencer
taking the wheel.
about
Hockey?
Are we getting nervous about the Red Wings? Because I think it's time to have a conversation about the fact that we are getting into the middle of July.
Yep.
This was supposed to be the summer of trades in the NHL, and there has been nothing substantive of the Red Wings doing. And I think it is time to ask the question, should we be nervous?
I think it's kind of fair to be nervous. We talked
time.
For next year, you look at what they needed, and they needed a big forward in their top 6, and they needed somebody to solidify their top 4 defense. Now, they added good pieces on the back end in the top 6, or in the bottom 6 with JVR and Appleton. Like, those are going to be good depth pieces to kind of solidify your bottom 6, but you still are sitting with Patrick Kane in your top 6. And I said before the season starts, if you have Patrick Kane in your top 6 and Justin Hall on the ice, you are not a playoff team. And I still think there are trades to be made. There are talks with them with Pittsburgh to go after Karlsson. There are different things swirling around. Obviously, the Nikolai Ehlers stuff that came out where he didn't even want to come to Detroit and just automatically told us no. That kind of sucks. Fuck you, buddy. But they have to make something. That's why I'm not freaking out yet, because you literally have to make something happen. If you want to be a legitimate team in the NHL next year, you're going to have to do that. If you walk in to next season with what you have right now, you are showing the team that these guys have to become stars. Marco Kasper has to become a star. Lucas Raymond has to become a star. ASP has to come in here and immediately be a star if you want to make the playoffs next year. I think you can supplement that by bringing in solid pieces and make it easier on them to gracefully rise to that. But right now, you are showing us that you expect them to go out there and put up career seasons, which I'm not sold on yet. I think one of them can, but asking all of your young players to immediately graduate into stardom is a lot.
Yeah, asking them to hit a massive rookie parlay and have every single guy that you just named, plus the Danielsons of the world, plus the Mazers of the world, is a lot to ask. And I think that you're putting them in a position where they're all going to have to take leaps for them to make the playoffs, and it's going to leave the fans in a very unhappy place because this team is just not talented enough to make the playoffs as is right now. And that's where I'm with you, Spenny. They have to make a move. It's a desperation to make a move because this team on paper, it doesn't even feel like it's good enough to be a positive, a positive place for us to see players taking that leap, taking that next step. We don't have the infrastructure right now to allow them to take that jump to the next level, and that's where I'm getting a little bit concerned at the moment because they're just not where they need to be right now.
And John Gibson is going to help this team a lot. Like, that is a legitimate NHL goaltender that you're bringing in. If you don't solidify your top 4, he's going to be seeing 50 shots a game, so there's not much that he can do with that. But the rest of the teams in the East are also getting better. And they're already, half of them were already better than you, and they're showing more improvements through the offseason. So you were already playing catch up, and now they're even further ahead.
No team ahead of you got worse.
No.
None of them.
And then you look at the Rangers and Boston and like the Devils, and these teams are going to be exponentially better than they were last year. So you need to make something happen if you want to stay at least in the chase for the playoffs.
Listen, when we talk Red Wings, I keep it simple, right? Because I don't dive into the people on the Griffins and the coaches and all that coming around. Being a casual fan allows you to view things from 5,000 feet away usually, right? Because I'm not involved in all of this like you guys are. The Red Wings have done nothing to make a fan like me excited in 4 years. Nothing.
Absolutely fair.
There is no splash. There is no buzz. There's no energy around Hockeytown. It can't get someone like me excited to be reinvested like I was in the 90s and the early 2000s because you're a diehard, and you're not even excited. So how the hell is somebody like me supposed to care?
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. No doubt about it. I'm excited about limited things. Like, I'm not excited about the whole season because I'm worried that I'm going to get myself too excited just to be blue-balled again, essentially.
The last benchmark accomplishment or good thing I can remember the Red Wings doing that caused buzz was naming Dylan Larkin a captain. And how many years ago was that?
Well, they traded for DeBrincat, which was a big move. You brought in a guy that's going to be a 30-plus goal scorer pretty much every year. That last stretch down these,
they got Patrick
2 years
Kane.
ago. Patrick Kane.
But, like, do I care that they got 70-year-old Patrick Kane?
No, I mean, he is what he is. Patrick Kane cannot, like I said, he can't be a top 6 forward on a playoff team. Not going to happen. He's got to be on your third line, and he's got to be a specialist on your power play. But the run they had 2 years ago where it came down to the last game of the year and they were fighting and Ghost made the jump save to keep it in and to tie the game up with Raymond, like, that was exciting. People were locked in. Hockeytown was selling out. Yeah. But after that, you've now declined from there the past year. And this year is not looking that good either. Obviously, Todd McClellan will help and John Gibson will help, but your defense and forwards are still not good, and you don't have the upper echelon talent to compete with a lot of these teams in the Eastern Conference. And I can't go into a season saying, I know Marco Kasper is going to be a 30-goal-a-year guy. I know Lucas Raymond's going to put it together for a full season. I know ASP is going to come in here and immediately be a top-pairing guy, because we haven't seen him do it. So I can't put all of my hope into that basket when you could go out and make a trade for a guy like Erik Karlsson that would solidify your top defense, and that allows your young players like Edvinsson to grow into what you want him to be, instead of forcing him to be that right now, or you're not going to be good.
What do you think is more important for them, to get a high-profile scorer or a high-profile goalie?
I think they got a good goalie. John Gibson, they traded for John Gibson. It was an amazing trade by Steve Yzerman, and they've got an elite goalie in the farm system. So they're kind of set at goalie for right now.
Let's switch the question to high-profile scorer or high-profile defender.
I think you need not even a high-profile scorer, but a dude in your top six. He doesn't have to be a 40-goal scorer, but he's got to be an asshole, and he's got to be somebody that can play on those top lines, because I don't want Marco Kasper playing wing on the first line next year. I want him to be your 2C, and I don't want Patrick Kane to play wing on your second line next year. I want him on your third line. So you have to bring in a big, angry wing that you could put with Larkin and Raymond on the top line, so then you can have Marco Kasper with DeBrincat and with somebody else. So we'll see what happens, but I think solidifying your top six is more important than getting that extra defenseman.
I completely agree. I think that if you add a scorer to this team that can carry your 5-on-5 scoring on your first line and make sure that you get consistent play out of Raymond and Larkin, will be something that could actually take them to the next level, to being a playoff team and then potentially competing for a playoff series. Because if they are in that conversation, they will add a D at the deadline if they already add a scorer in the offseason. So I think there's a lot of moves that are still available for them to make that are exciting and can make this team a playoff team. It's just about going out there, executing the moves. And for now, the trade talks and rumors have gone to a pretty much cold spell. There's not been a lot coming out for any team. So they must be they're either hard at work or everyone's sleeping. But I would be, especially in Steve Yzerman's case, no news is good news.
Yeah.
And so if there's no news, then maybe we're on the cusp of something. But
just go make a splash. I don't care. Just sign something. Do something. Just do something.
I agree with that, but also it can't be that, because you did something last year by getting Vladimir Tarasenko, who was coming off of a Stanley Cup, and
so
he
then
was
you did nothing.
Good in a role. No, but that was doing something, because that was the last
for the sake of doing
available, and he was terrible, because that's not what you needed on this team. You don't need another soft one-way specialist forward. You've already got 5 of those guys. You need an asshole in your top 6 that's going to play the whole 200 feet, and he's going to push people into the boards, because I look at these lineups and these matchups, and if you go into the first round of the playoffs and you look at the second line of forwards that Florida has, which is the team you'd be playing, because you're not going to be in the middle of the playoff race, you're going to be one of the worst seeds in, you're going up against Tkachuk, Barkov, and Rodriguez on the second line. And if Patrick Kane's out there against those guys, he's going to get fucking butchered. Like, you cannot go into that with that being your second line.
No.
For all your hockey talk, make sure you check into Woodward Wings at 10 a.m. on Saturdays every week. We, me, Spencer, and Flannel Sam be cooking on there. So if you're looking for more Wings talk, check it out.
Have you guys watched the Summer
League?
League?
Your question, yes, it's time to be.
It is time. Yes, it's time to worry. I'm very concerned.
7 years in, 8 years into the Yzer plan.
Yeah,
4 years in was time to start worrying.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I think this is the year.
Oh, I know. People get decades now to fail. It's nice.
I mean, it took Florida 10 years to figure out their
hockey. In hockey, it's way different.
I understand.
It's
That's
tough.
what everybody keeps telling me. But you know what? Losing is losing.
You are losing, and you do need to win. And
I get it. It's harder, but guess what? There's lots of other teams that are being successful.
And if Steve Yzerman fails to put the Red Wings in the playoffs again, he absolutely should be on the hot seat. Yep. He's not going to be, because he's never going to be on the hot seat, but he should be this year.
Well,
last year was your first step back under Steve Yzerman.
Yeah.
I would say plateau.
No, you got worse.
You got worse.
To me, last year was the same exact year as the year before.
No.
At the end, they were trying to scramble to get a couple points to try to squeak
their way
into the
wasn't a chance last year that they were going to make the playoffs. No.
Yeah, they had a chance to actually squeak into the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
and they didn't
missed
have
it
any
by.
chance.
They had more
They missed it by a point.
Yeah, they had more wins, but less points.
No, yeah, it was the tiebreaker, the OT.
That's a stupid NHL
Yes.
rules.
Stupid ass.
They lost on a
Shout out
technicality.
A team with less wins got in.
2 years ago, but last year they missed by like 6 points.
Yeah.
They were not necessarily close to making it.
And it's crazy how those little things can change the trajectory of a franchise, right?
Yeah.
Because they get in the playoffs that year, and I'm just talking hypothetical now, but they get in the playoffs that year. Now a free agent may look at them as a different team. Like, oh, they made it in last year. I could be the guy to help them.
You're 100% right, because the Capitals were the team that made it 2 years ago, and then they went out in the offseason and they made substantial upgrades in free agency, and then they went from being the 8th seed in the East to being the 1st seed in the East, and they won a playoff series.
There it is.
So, yes, you're 100% correct.
See, I don't know hockey, but I know sports.
You do know sports.
And that's all you need to know sometimes when you're talking about this stuff.
Because
you can see the trajectories. The trajectories are there.
Right.
Have you been watching the Summer League at all? Pistons Summer League?
Oh, yeah.
I am, and that's what I want to talk about coming up next. Because speaking of trajectory, there's two guys I really want to talk about.
Yeah.
One I know you love.
Oh, yeah.
The other I don't think many people are talking about yet, but they will.
They will.
They will. Where are we going, Spenny?
Tell us about Jars. I'll tell you about Jars. Shout
Cannabis?
out Jars Cannabis. Top shelf quality, unmatched variety, and price for the people. Go to shopjars.com or at Jars_life on social media to find their product everywhere. It's Jars Cannabis. They're a household name. You can get some. Go to Jars Life on Instagram.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. Thenfights.com.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Our White Claw Summer Tour is done, but you know what? Summer is not done, and that's why you need to grab Life by the Claw all summer long. Grab all the flavors that they got. Sit down, watch Scooble throw a no-hitter while you're sipping a White Claw. All brought to you by Woodward Sports. All right, welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. Justin is here. KG is here. And, of course, Spenmo Rax in the building. Talking about the Pistons in Summer League. We're talking about the Red Wings. Okay. A team on the rise, though, is the Pistons. And what I find interesting about this year's Summer League, we're not really – I feel like it's a lot like the Lions preseason now. We're no longer looking for starters. Like, I remember when we drafted Cade, it was, oh, we get to see Cade on the court for the first time, what our starting point guard is going to be.
Yeah.
Really aren't too many people that are going to be starters on this team in the Summer League. But you are seeing a guy, I know he's your favorite, Ron Holland, having a hell of a start so far.
Yeah, he is. I think like Hoop MB or somebody put it out there doing the grades of all the Summer League players, and right now Ron Holland is the highest graded player in the entire NBA Summer League. Wow. He is just insane. And this is what I wanted to see from Ron. I have a lot of faith in him and what he's going to grow as an NBA player. But you want to see him go out there and prove that he doesn't belong in the Summer League, that he shouldn't be there, that he's better than all of these guys. And that's what he's looked. He's looked stronger, faster, bigger, more talented, more skillful around the basket, and better defensively than a vast majority of the players in the Summer League. So that's what you wanted out of your year two guy.
Yeah, crash out, Ron. You've been watching the Summer League,
Oh,
KG?
yeah, big facts, man. And we talked about it on the morning show this morning. morning. The way Ron's playing, he's showing you that, okay, he's worked on his jumper a little bit. We just need his three-pointer to be consistent because he does so many other things on the floor as far as,
Put the kid on him.
Yeah, all right. Play the kid. Shout out, man. That playoff series was crazy. But, he's coming into this year, and now you want to see, can he make an uptick in terms of more minutes on the floor? Can he improve his game enough to where you have to play him almost 20 minutes a game coming off the bench? I think that's the biggest hurdle that he needs to jump over now.
Minutes are going to be tough to come by this
Absolutely.
year, especially with Ivy returning.
Absolutely.
Those guard minutes are going to be crunched down.
Yeah, I expect, the way that all these players complement each other, I think that it's going to be interesting how they view Sasser now and how he's going to be in the rotation.
I don't know
I think
if
he's
Sasser
on the
will be
outside
in.
in. I think he's on the outside
But I'm
in.
talking, he may not even be on the squad.
You're talking
Jenkins is dominating him.
I don't think they're going to cut Sasser, though. But I get what you mean, though, because I brought that up, too. Like, should there be a conversation to be had to Dennis Jenkins maybe being that backup point guard for the Pistons? I mean, it's an argument. It is.
I like Marcus Sasser. I like his ability. I think Marcus Sasser is more of a combo guard and better when he is out there saying, like a Lou Will type role.
Trying to score.
Go out there and get buckets. But I think Jenkins might be better at running the offense off the bench when Cade or Ivy isn't in. I mean, he shows more traits of a natural point guard than Marcus Sasser does. So, I mean, there's still going to be a battle in camp, but the backup point guard spot is wide open for sure.
Is.
When you look at after LeVert, the guard's coming off the bench.
But you got to remember, they're going to shift Ivy over into that position too.
They're going to stagger minutes.
Taking a rest.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Like that,
he's probably your best primary ball handler that's not named Cade Cunningham. So he
Ivy?
is going to get Jaden Ivy, yeah. As far as because Schroeder's not on the team anymore.
Yeah.
So as presently constructed, you would rely on Ivy and staggering minutes to be that primary ball handler when Cade sits. It's just, I don't know. Sasser, he's a liability on defense. There's a lot of things that I like about him, but is he just that energy player that needs to just come in and score, or can you trust him to really run that second unit? That's the biggest question. Dennis Jenkins, he's gotten some NBA minutes, but he didn't really stand out. And
he's standing out right now, though.
He did his job, but he didn't really do a good job of standing out.
I think he averaged like 1 point a game.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, at the spot there, it's going to be tough for him. Like we talked about it, Flannel Sam said it. It's going to be tough for him. He's an undrafted guy. He still has a lot to prove, but every time that I've seen him personally, he gets better and better and better. And if he can score as well as pass, then I think the argument, like I said, it can be made whether he should get more minutes over a Marcus Sasser.
But this is how you know you have a successful team.
Absolutely.
We're having the conversation about who the third and fourth point guard are going to be, right? It's no longer, oh my God, who's going to start for this team? What position do we need to fill? And that's, once again, that's where I feel like we're at with the Lions. It's no longer who's going to be our backup running back. We don't have that issue anymore. Like now we're worried about fourth string.
Yep.
And so it's nice to see the Pistons progressing in this way. I think the starting five is going to be the starting five, moving forward. They're not going to make any big moves in that aspect.
No, they want to see what these guys look like on the court together.
Yep.
They still haven't seen, Ivy, Cade, and Asar together for more than a handful of games.
Right.
So, especially Asar coming off of last year where he didn't have an offseason because he was dealing with the blood clot issues. Like, now he's going to be ready to go as soon as the season starts, and Ivy hopefully will be the same way after his rehab. They want to see those guys on the court together. I think Ron Holland is going to get a lot of those minutes that we see that backup for everybody's talking about what happens with Tobias Harris, who's going to go in for Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be Ron Holland. I think you're going to see a lot of him there. He's big enough to play that spot.
Play him at the 4 a lot?
He's big enough to play that
6'8".
spot. He can guard. He can.
He
he's
ain't
not
got the
going to
weight,
get
but he's
moved
6'8".
around. But a guy that could stand on the wing and like him and Asar out there together will be so fun to watch too. Just having two absolute defensive dogs on the outside.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what these young guys look like together. But I think Ron has the most potential out of anybody on the team not named Cade Cunningham.
No, absolutely.
Like, with his natural athleticism and what he can be, but we're going to see if he can get into that next year.
The only problem is if he play that backup 4 spot, you got to be – his shooting, it has to be that 4 out of 5 that we saw in that first Summer League game. Like, he has to be able to hit when he's open. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I was about to ask you guys, how do you feel? Do you think that Ron Holland's shooting ability will translate to the actual regular season? He's shooting the lights out right now, but do you think that will be able to translate from Summer League to the NBA regular season?
I mean, he's a young player. He's only going to get better, right,
Yeah.
through these next 5 years. That's the thing. Like, I know you guys preach to me hockey takes a long time. Like, basketball, it doesn't take a long time to get the minutes, but it seems like it takes 3 to 4 years for it to really click for guys.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And we'll see. He's working with one of the best shooting coaches in all of the NBA and Fred Vinson, and it looks like it's working, man. Like, the way he looked in Summer League, he was shooting it with confidence, and that's something that Ron Holland at times lacked during that rookie season. You was able to tell times when he was just losing confidence. So, unfortunately, he had to go through that, but he's better now. He looks like he has a grasp of everything that he's doing. And I think that, coming into this year, he's going to be able to make an impact knowing the areas that he needs to improve in.
Anybody else standing out for you guys in Summer League? I mean, those two are really the ones that have been jumping off the page.
Bobby Klitman has looked pretty good.
He's looked
the
all
minutes that he's gotten. Nothing too
I
crazy.
need to see a little more, though.
Honestly.
I mean, he's a second-round pick. I don't expect too much.
I know that. I thought he was going to be a nice player.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's going to make the 12-man.
Probably not.
Yeah,
No.
probably not. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, like I said, I like seeing that out of Ron, and when his shooting comes around, I do believe that maybe not. He's not going to shoot 4 or 5 every night in the league, you know,
of course.
but he's going to be better because, like you said, he's working with Fred Vinson, who's so good at that, and Asar had more of an uphill climb for his jump shot than Ron did.
Absolutely.
Ron has much more fluid of a jump shot, and his ability to shoot off the dribble has always been there with contested fadeaways and different things like that. Asar has more of a bulky mechanic that they kind of got to change. So I think it'll be easier for Ron to shoot at a high level than it will be for Asar to in the NBA.
I agree.
No, I agree. I'm looking forward to it. It's fun to talk Pistons Summer League. I mean,
it's cool to see all the guys out there supporting him. You had Cade and Stu and Duran.
That was
and
good to
Robinson
see.
And all of them
Whole
sitting
team
front
was out
row.
there.
Yeah.
Squad rolls deep.
Squad does roll deep.
well, honestly, that started with Troy Weaver.
Here you
remember
go.
he took him to the playoff games
Yeah.
and sat sidelines with
For
him to
sure.
show him what the atmosphere was going to be like. So, I like where Weaver's at now.
Nobody can lose more games in the NBA than Troy Weaver, man. He is the tanker.
Survive in advance. Survive in advance.
He loves
City.
Sadiq Bey, and he loves old fours that he tries to make stretch fours, but they aren't stretch fours.
Any mailbag questions, Justin?
Not yet.
All right.
I think we're still waiting for them to trickle in, so get your mailbag questions in. Shout out to NHL legend Joe Pavelski. Won the Pro-Am
He's still in the
Tour thing. I don't really understand what they do with that thing.
Golf?
That golf Pro-Am
Oh,
that
he
all
beat
the
Steph
celebrities
Curry?
playing. He won it yesterday.
Dude,
So
hockey
shout out
players
to
are
him.
so
He
good.
beat
What do you mean?
Steph Curry
You don't
and John
understand what a
Smoltz.
pro-am is?
No, I just don't understand the event. Like I didn't know that like the celebrities just go out there and play a golf tournament just for. Is it for money or is it for fun
Probably
or
for
is it for charity or
Probably
for?
charity. Yeah.
And bragging rights.
Yeah. Is there the match? Are they doing another match this year? Do you guys know? Like they did the match.
I'm
with-
sure they are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you know who it's going to be?
Yeah, I'll look it up. I believe they already announced
The one with
of them.
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning was the best.
Yeah.
That was the best one because you had Tom Brady talking shit to Chuck half the time. And
We should do it here at Woodward Sports.
Yeah.
Create like a small golf bracket.
Dude, I'm so down. We should do an outing.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. I want to do our golf outing because I want to see Chris and Easy Swing Golf Clubs so fucking bad, dude.
shit.
So bad.
Oh my god.
Wait, what'd you
It's
just
a pretty
say?
I
solid
want to see
group this
Chris
year.
and Easy swing golf clubs and like see what they look like trying to swing golf clubs really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, GoPros.
Oh, we could do it from my house.
The match this year will feature it's November 21st and 22nd. Bill Murray, Mark Wahlberg, Charles Barkley, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Phelps, Nate Bargatze, Ken Griffey Jr., and Blake Griffin.
Wow.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Okay.
I thought it was just like 2-on-2. Maybe
No,
they're
that's
doing-
awesome.
Yeah, that is
Bill
pretty
Murray's like
I-
that. You had me at Bill Murray.
I think it's
Murray's
four twosomes, and they play tournament style.
Spenny, we're playing Sunday. Me, you, Neil, and D-Man.
Yes.
We got to lock down a course.
We do. We should definitely talk
We'll
to D-Man.
definitely record that. Yeah, let's keep that thread chain alive
Yep.
today.
Yeah.
Let's get that going because I've already scheduled to have Sunday clear.
Yes.
Corey's off work, so she's got the kids.
You've got $400,000 in debt.
Yeah, I'm no longer $400,000 in debt.
Freed up a little
It's a
cash.
big day around here.
Right, man.
You don't know what they have till they
Get
take
off that
it away
couch,
from
man.
All right, a few mailbag questions.
Dude,
to
this girl
take
has
us
been checking
to-
herself out.
I'd swear.
Literally. Spenny, can you please
She's
pay
on the
me?
phone. She works at Lady Jane's.
I know
She's
she,
on the
but
phone.
I love the behind Justin. We put in reflective glass because like the sun was beaming in here, and it used to get like 100 degrees in here when we
Yep.
first started. But on the outside, it's a mirror.
Yeah.
So everybody that walks by checks themselves out.
Yeah.
Like
That shit is
everybody.
hilarious.
And some girls just stand there and will look at every single angle. It's pretty fun. That should be just like a specific cam that we have all show.
Yeah.
Just like in the bottom, the walk by cam.
Dude, me and Easy always knock on it when people walk by and they get scared.
That shit
it's
is
so
hilarious.
funny. They always jump out and run away.
And they have no idea they're on camera. That's
Nope.
what makes it so funny. You guys have a great day. Neil, it will be back tomorrow with D-Mac, and we'll talk about where we're golfing this Sunday.
Hell
Hope
yeah.
you guys have a good one.